Hey folks, I just got done watching Obama and Boehner talk, and there was a whole special on the TV just now, and it really disgusts me, and I can't say it any other way. And people are fighting over there like it's like children, while the average American citizen can barely pay for their food on the table. It's really sickening. If this thing happens the way I see it playing out, and the worst scenarios play out, how many of you people are ready for this? And when I say ready for this, I don't mean ready financially. I mean mentally, guys. How many people are mentally prepared for what's about to come to this country? I don't think people understand what this means if we default on our loans. I don't think people understand what that actually means. It's never happened before, so I don't know what would happen. It wouldn't be good, I know that. Banks would start failing, groceries would go up, more people would lose their jobs, more people than they have now. How many people you got out of work now? Like a fifth of the American people, I think. It's crazy. Maybe a tenth, 10% of the American people. It's craziness. So 300 million people in America, or something like that. You have 30 million people out of work. I mean, it's nuts. It can get worse, guys. This thing can get much, much worse. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I'm not only mentally prepared for this, I am physically prepared for this. And the reason I'm mentally prepared for this is because I saw this coming for years now. You cannot have a country take their jobs and put jobs overseas, like Toyota and all these other places. And you can't have these really, really big companies just go overseas. You just can't. And people lose their jobs here and the jobs go overseas. It's nuts. And then you have people unable to pay for basic needs because everything's so damn expensive. My parents told me, always told me, they were telling me times when they were growing up, things were worth very, very little. Like, you could go for a dinner. You could pay for a dinner for a quarter. And there's stories that my parents told me about stuff like that. A whole dinner cost you a quarter. True, you only made like $15 a week. But if you think about it, guys, let's figure this out. Okay? The average person made $15 a week. Let's do some quick math here, and you'll understand what I'm saying. Why things were better then. Okay? So you made $15 a week. So $15 a week divided by 0.25. That's 60 times. Okay? A meal, an average meal, was a 60th of what you made in a week. Okay? A 60th. Now let's look at today. Okay? Let's say an average meal, I don't know, let's be logical, guys. You want to go to a nice restaurant, you want to have, I don't know, a soup, salad, maybe a steak, So let's be logical. A steak is around 20 bucks. Soup is around, I don't know, $10 in a nice restaurant. $10 for a soup, $20 for a steak. Let's say 30 bucks. Let's be nice. Let's be nice. A meal's $30 now. I know it's going to be more. You're going to say a meal, you can't get a meal for $30. But I'm just trying to prove a point, guys. Now the average person takes home, I don't know, let's be logical, after taxes, on an average, 500 bucks a week. Okay? Divided by 30. But now it doesn't cost 25 cents for a meal. Now it costs $30 for a meal. Right now it's 16. A 16th of what you make. See what I'm saying, guys? You have much, much, much less money. I mean, in another, it's like saying half the money you make is on food. You know what I'm saying? You have to spend half your money on food for the week. And it's ridiculous. Back then, people made much less. You know, people made much less. But, you know, people didn't have to pay that much. They paid much less compared to what they made. And that's what I'm pretty much saying. So, I mean, you know, it's going to get to a point, guys, where people are not going to be able to feed themselves. It's going to get to a point where people cannot be able to afford to live. And they're doing it. I mean, it's happening now. But I'm talking about the middle class people that are just scraping by now. They're not going to be able to do anything anymore. You're going to see, and what it's going to cause is, well, people are going to just start cutting back on things that they don't cut back on usually, like cable TV. People aren't going to want to pay $100 a month for cable. People aren't going to want to pay $100 a month for to talk on a phone. You know, I always thought that cell phones things were ridiculous anyway. You know, the prices were absolutely, totally ridiculous. And I once had a cell phone. I don't have a cell phone anymore, but I had a cell phone for the cheapest plan they had was like $40, and I was like, I'm only going to use this like for emergencies. Well, that's the cheapest plan we got. And then by the time you added the taxes in and all the other crap, it was like $50 a month for a phone that you're only using for emergencies. And that's not text, that's not internet, that's not anything. That's just talking on the phone. Just not even talking on the phone. That's just to have access to the phone, to keep it on. I mean, it's just ridiculous, people. I mean, I can go on and on with examples like this that I'm really disgusted with. You know, what's causing this country to totally collapse. You know, people, I've been telling this to my family. I know nobody thought it was, you know, oh, come on, he's crazy. You know? Oh, this could go on. You have bridges in New York City. If you would take some of the bridges in New York City and just look outside, if you're in traffic and you're sitting on a bridge, and you look outside by the railings and by with the support beams, you would get sick. The whole thing's just rusted through, and you think to yourself, could this thing fall? You know, could this bridge actually fall? It's crazy, and there are bridges around the whole country. And you saw that happen. I mean, I don't remember what country it was, what county it was, what state it was, but remember that bridge that collapsed? That total collapse of the bridge? I mean, we're just lucky that this isn't happening on a daily basis. You have roads that are in disrepair. You have bridges that are in disrepair. You have schools. I mean, schools nowadays, you put your kids into school and you're paying good tax dollars. I mean, public schools are free, but you call that free. I don't know what you call free, but you pay with your tax dollars. And kids don't even have computers unless you go to a private school, which is like $5,000 a month. You know, $4,000 a month for a private school. Public schools don't have even the necessary computer equipment. Go to any public school and let's see if they have a computer lab, you know, or if every kid should have a laptop in front of their desk. I mean, if I was running this country, every kid in America would probably have enough money. This country would have enough money that every computer classroom, every kid in the classroom would have their own laptop. You know, it's crazy, absolutely crazy. In fact, not only would they have their own laptop, they would have high-speed internet in every school. With the money you spend on military and bombs and death and craziness like that. And then you got, you know, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you guys get what I mean. So whatever happens, guys, I don't want to keep ranting, but whatever happens in the next 8 days or the next week or so, you know, we as a country brought it up amongst ourselves. I mean, not the average American citizen, but you know what I mean. The government screwed us. The government, the people that run this country screwed us over royally. Royally. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. So what I want you guys to do is just post your comments on how prepared you are. You know, how prepared are you if the worst case scenario happens? And I think you know what I mean by that. I mean, banks failing across this country more than they are now. Prices just totally skyrocketing, and I'm not even including the possibility of a war in the Middle East, which is very, very possible if you've seen my videos. In September, I expect a major, major war with Iran. Whether that's going to be with Israel or a collaboration between Israel and the United States, doesn't really matter. If that happens, folks, then you'll see me do a live blog TV, a special live blog TV, and we'll be watching CNN together as the missiles start flying, because that's going to be the big one, guys. You know, that's going to be it. And what I mean by the big one, I don't mean like a nuclear war. I mean the big one that's going to start a domino effect that's going to lead to a nuclear war. The domino effect that's going to cause from that is just oil and gas prices going up to skyrocketing amounts. $10 a gallon would be probably cheap if the scenario I see coming happens. And then from there everything goes up. Prices of food, prices of gas, prices of oil, prices of diesel, clothing, food, everything. It'll be total chaos. And then you'll have riots in the streets. And you know, I'll tell you something, folks. You know, I've said this before and I'm saying it again. And the only reason I'm making this video is because we're getting so close to the very end. If people in America, if this happens the way I see it happening, and we have a total collapse of the dollar, and we default on the loans and all that stuff, and people don't get up, and you don't see protests in the middle of the United States in certain cities, then I give up. I give up. I give up. People are just, I don't know, it'll just be too much for them to handle. Probably you'll just have people committing suicide. A lot of people. You'll see thousands of people committing suicide. They won't be able to mentally take it. I won't be one of those people, by the way. I'm just letting you know. I'll probably be doing blog TVs and YouTube more often, I'll tell you that. Blog TV won't be once a week. It'll probably be a weekly thing, you know. Probably every day, a daily thing. I'll do a blog TV every day on a certain time. So that'll be, we'll be in crisis mode then, guys. And you guys can email me and comment, and I'll try and respond. So that's where I stand on that. Anyway, leave your comments. Let me know what you guys think about it, and let me know if you saw the Obama speech tonight with, you know, talking about the debt crisis, the emergency speech they had in the White House. Take it easy. Bye.